Guys! Alright, so I have a new product with me and it is this. I think if you ever seen those hype on Instagram and Facebook, I think you'll be very familiar with this particular product where it's actually the color hair wax, which is able to be washable. Yeah, and you know, they applied it all over their hair and they brushed it out and voila, purple hair or red hair or something like that. So I got that. I got this brand, the Mofajang. Mofajang? Mofajang? Yeah, I got it in red and also in purple. So I'm gonna give this a test and I'm gonna test it out on some of my friends as well to see how they feel about it. And yeah, I'll let you guys know at the end of this video if it works and if it's nice. Alright, application time. Is there color? Yes, there is. So this is the color that I've added. I've added both red and the purple together to actually make this color. So sometimes it looks kind of like a wine color and sometimes it looks like straight up purple. The thing is that it's really a wax, so what you have to do is you have to brush it out, and definitely your brush will have the residue of this wax, so you have to wash it after. So I'm still not done, you know. So what I'm gonna do now is basically just braid it. Some people's question is, does it stain your hand? Actually, no, it doesn't. So where I wiped it actually wiped off, but this one is because I was braiding this and it transferred. So it's not transfer proof, but it is washable. I think you've probably seen snippets of this earlier on because I did mention on how to apply it and I applied it on my IG stories. That was my first attempt, so I'm gonna try it one more time because I don't know, I have like conflicting feelings about this, but also I will summarize as I put this on so you can actually see the vibrancy of the how much did I put and yeah, all those things. So I'll summarize as I put it. So what I'll do is I'll split my hair into half and then I'll apply one side red and one side purple. So let's begin. Alright, so basically this is the Mofajang. Yeah. So it's a hair coloring material. The ingredients are water, beeswax, Copernicia cerifera wax. I'll probably list all of that. I wouldn't say because I'm probably butchering it right now, and I think in the background you probably can hear like construction going on, but just ignore that because I was trying to find like a proper day that has like kind of light. It's kind of like getting dark outside. I'm using natural light right now because I'm testing out natural lighting for this. Unfortunately, these past few days have been kind of gloomy and the construction doesn't stop, so I can't find the proper timing to actually go and do this. So for the next upcoming videos also, you'll probably hear like constructions going on, so just as you know, if you don't really like to hear that, I can't do anything about it. Okay, so the red one is this kind of red. So it's a very, very bright magenta kind of color. You can use your hand with this or you can use a rubber glove and then after that apply it. So the direction is just to take like, you know, a decent size amount for your hair depending on how long your hair is. But I'm not going to do it from the roots to the end because this washes off quite, it stains the floor and I really needed a few washes to wash it. So I'm gonna coat my hands, and mind you, this one does not stain your hand. This one is washable. So when it's washable, it also doesn't stay on your hair. So I wouldn't say this is transfer resistant or even transfer proof at all. It will transfer onto your hand, as and when you touch it. So on a day-to-day basis, especially if you're using this, you know, like whenever you're using it, try not to touch your hair, because it will actually transfer onto your hair. I'll probably show it to you later in like a clip that it does transfer onto your hair. I mean hand. Alright, so I'm just gonna grab some more. I want to see how vibrant it gets, you know. And this one applies like a gel. It doesn't apply, if you see right now, I'm sorry, it applies like a wax. So it's definitely, if you have used wax before, you'll know what I mean. It's kind of like stiff, you know. Yeah. I kind of like have to use a lot to get like the kind of vibrancy that you want. Let it dry for a bit to set in your hair, and then after that you brush it out. The color won't be as vibrant unless you have maybe like bleached hair. If you have bleached hair, this one will definitely pop out even more. But if you have black hair like I do, the colors won't be even. Like if you see this kind of application is not even. And the brightness, it really varies about how much product you actually lather onto your hair. And this one might take me about 2 shampoo rinses to actually get the whole thing out. Right, so I'm done with the red one. I'm gonna do the purple one. Alright, the purple is a very, very vibrant kind of purple. It kind of like has a shimmer kind of effect to it. I would say the red one too, because if you see from, I don't know whether you can see from my hand, it's red, but it has some sort of like shimmering reflect on the wax itself. So for this side, I'm going to take a decent size amount as well. I'm going to probably reapply this again. So purple. It's kind of hard to, you know, apply it like evenly. I like the purple because it's like a very cool kind of tone, especially if you want something that's vibrant yet not so in your face. This purple is actually quite nice. It's kind of subtle. Alright, second fistful. Try and get the underside. I know this hair is slightly lesser than here because I accidentally took like no half, but not equal halves. So you can see it's a wax. So definitely if you're using this, you have to be mindful that this is a wax kind of substance. Do not wear white. If you wear white, it will transfer onto your clothes. So if you see, it's already like transferring a bit, but it's definitely washable. So I'm gonna use like wet wipes to actually wipe my hand, and after that I'll come back to you and show you, no, it doesn't stain my hand. Alright, see you guys later. Okay, hey guys, back. So I'm gonna show you that I'm able to actually wipe off majority of it. I didn't wipe off like entirely well. I'm gonna wash it off later. But it did take me a few wet wipes. So, but I think if you actually wash it over the sink, you are able to actually get it off faster when you use a hand soap. But it doesn't stain your hand. So as long as you wash properly, you won't have the wax on your hand. So this one, definitely, if you're thinking about using it at like maybe a water park or whatever, no, don't. You will stain your clothes, you'll stain yourself, you'll be bleeding red and purple or whatever color that you actually buy. So don't do that. So if you can see from my hair right now, I'm just letting it like, you know, kind of like dry, and then I'll brush it out. Okay, so this one's the before. So this one will be the red hand. So you can see there's some there, I didn't wash it really properly. Okay, and this one is the purple one. So there is some leftover like shimmer and stuff like that on it. So be mindful of that. So I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna run my hair through it. I mean my hair. So this is the outcome. So you can definitely see it stains your hand and it transfers off. So even when it's dry, I tried it even like, you know, I put it on and then I didn't wash it overnight, and the next day I went out to a workshop and stuff like that, and I was I didn't want to wash my hair, so I wanted to test it out whether, you know, I'm able to let down my hair, if it's crunchy or whatever. It is a wax, so definitely it's not meant to be, you know, like a permanent or even like 1 week kind of thing. So after you use this, try as best as possible to probably wash it after, you know, you're done, because it does stain everything. So things like this is kind of like inconvenient because it leaves like stains throughout the day, which you have to bring like a wet wipe or tissue or wet tissue to actually wipe it off. You only can use this really temporarily, and if you don't touch your hair very often. Like for instance, I always like to touch my hair, and I like to put my hand updo, and sometimes I let it go. But in this case, I have to actually put it up and force myself not to let it go. So what I did was actually put it in the donuts, and then after that I just basically pin it up. So I can still see the color. I'm able to see the color, as well as I'm able to actually not touch my hair very often. So that kind of works if you're doing maybe an updo. I think if you're probably doing like, you know, those updo hairstyles, and you want just a pop of color onto a strand of hair or few strands of hair, this probably might really work. And then it's not permanent because your model or whoever won't have to have like permanent extension or something like that. But if you definitely want to try out a color and see if it suits you, this is probably something that you can try out and see whether, you know, the color suits you before you go to the salon to actually get your hair colored. But I wouldn't say that it's transfer proof, because, you know, even if let's say your neck is sweaty, it can rub off on it. So in terms of wash, so since this is my second application, I've already tried this before, so I already washed it before, and it took me 2 shampoo rinses to actually get rid of this entirely. So if you were to use probably a little bit, and maybe not as much as, you know, if I'm using like this, you probably need only 1. But for a fact that I use like, you know, 2 scoops of products each year, and it's not very even anyway. So the colors are not very vibrant if your hair is dark. It does show up, but it doesn't show as bright as the pictures which were depicted. So those, if you have like a blonde hair or lighter colored hair or bleached hair, you'll probably be able to see this color more brighter than, you know, darker hair people. So in this kind of case, this, if you see like chunks like this, what you have to do is you have to brush it out. So be mindful, your brush also will have the residue of this purple or red or whatever color that you actually chose. You probably have to wash it after. But of course the color of it will be more subtle. It won't be as bright as this. So guys, I'm brushing it out. And it's super hard because it gets tangled and it's dry. I maybe shouldn't have let it dry so fast. But okay, one side, the purple side, I've already actually brushed it out. The red side, I'm kind of like half giving up because it's seriously tough to, you know, like scrape through it once it's like kind of dry. So this is what it looks like if I didn't brush it fully like throughout the whole hair, because I think some of it is still in like clumps at the back especially, but I did manage to get most of it out. So if you can see, it actually coats my hair and it's pretty vibrant still. You can still see the color of purple. The red, ignore that. So you can see the color of purple. But the amount of time taken to actually brush this out to somewhat of like, you know, hair rather than clumps of hair, it's, oh my god. And if you can see from my hand, it actually stained. I'll show you the other side. So while I was brushing and just holding it and brushing it out, it actually stained and it flakes off. So don't know whether you'll be able to see on the floor, it flakes. So, and my phone is all covered in these fine flakes. Yeah, so that's another update. Oh yeah, I haven't said to you that the smell smells like men's cologne or men's wax, kind of like a manly kind of scent. Yeah, okay, back to the wrap up. So it is a fun item to try out, because let's say if you want to test out whether you suit this kind of hairstyle or not this kind of hairstyle, you can actually give this a try to see what color suits you best, because you want something maybe warmer or you want something cooler, or even you can mix up these two and actually get like a nice wine color. and I did that before, and I really liked the color. That was a very flattering color for me. So yeah, I mean, I got this at a good steal because it's $10 per tub. When I saw it on Facebook and other places, I think it was about, maybe I saw one site that sold it for 2 tubs for $29.90 or $23.90. I kind of forgot how much it cost. I'll put it somewhere. And I got this, actually the supplier had a sale, so they sold it for $10 Singapore dollars, but initially it was $29.90 or $30. So I wouldn't want to spend $30 on just one tub like this. I wouldn't say it's really worth it if you're gonna color your whole head with this. I think you probably need maybe 2 tubs or so to get the vibrancy that you want. But like what I told you, if you want something more vibrant, you can either spray your hair white or use the white base to actually make your color pop even more. But also do note that this is a wax. It's not like, you know, something that is transfer resistant like a dye, a temporary hair dye. So this is more like a really temporary hair wax. So it is a hair wax, so just be mindful that you have to wash your hair after that to get rid of this, and it's not transfer proof. So yeah, I hope you guys you know, got something out of this review. If you want to go give it a try, I'll probably link down some links below where you can actually get it from. I'm not sponsored by this, so this is I bought it for myself to actually give it a try, because one of my friends was asking me to give it a try to see if it works. So overall, I think this is a fun product. So if you want to give it a try, why not? Alright? Okay, I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright? Bye bye.
Okay, let's do this fucking shit.